Hi friends, welcome back to our channel vignansarvas. In this video, we will discuss about the topics of Indian history from beginning to 1950s. Generally, the Indian history is divided into three main periods: ancient, medieval, and modern. But for examination purpose, we divide the entire Indian history into five main topics. Ancient. This period is beginning from the earliest evidence of human fossils to 712 AD. The second one is early medieval. It's from 712 to 1206. And third one is medieval. It is from 1206 to 1707. And the fourth one is modern. It's from 1498 to 1947. And the fifth one is INM, Indian National Movement, from 1857 to 1947. We will start from ancient. We don't know the exact beginning of the Indian history, but as per archaeological evidence, the ancient Indian period is begin from Stone Age. This period called as a Stone Age because most of the evidences for this period are stone tools and stone utensils. And again, based on the evolution of the stone tools, this period further classified into four sub-periods: Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic, and Chalcolithic. These stone age sites are scattered all over the India, but mostly in North India and some parts of South India, particularly especially in Tamil Nadu. And the next one is Indus Valley Civilization. This period also known as a Bronze Age civilization because earliest evidence of the bronze was known from this period. And also it is also known as Harappan culture because the first site belonged to this valley was found at Harappa. And some others called as a Gagar Hakra because of the rivers. This civilization was developed in the northwestern frontier of India and it was developed in the shape of triangle. It was the most advanced and well planned and largest civilization at the time. The next topic is Vedic period and also known as a Aryan culture. After the decline of the Indus Valley civilization, the Vedic culture was developed. However, there is a lot of controversies and different opinion about the Aryan culture. However, the political and mythological development of this age were very helpful to us for knowing about the Vedic period. Based on the developments, this period further classified into the early Vedic period and later Vedic period. In early Vedic period, Aryans are settled mostly in Indus surrounding area. But in later Vedic period, Aryans migrated to the Ganga Valley also. Okay, and the next one topic is period of Mahajanapadas. From the beginning of the 6th century BC, Aryans are migrated to the different parts of India and gradually they turned into the kingdoms and also known as a Janapadas. There are 16 Mahajanapadas are there and also known as a Cholas Mahajanapadas. Out of 16, Magadha is very prominent and powerful Janapada. And the next topic is religious movements. From beginning the 6th century BC, along with the political developments, mythological development also took place. These developments paved a path for the origin of new religions. Out of all religions, Jainism and Buddhism were very prominent. After the religious movement, the next topic is Iranian and Greek invasions. From beginning of the 5th century BC, the Iranians are also known as the Persians invaded on India, especially northwestern frontier. Okay, after the Iranians, the Greeks invaded on India. The important Greek ruler was Alexander. In this time, the North India was ruled by the famous Magadha ruler, Nanda ruler, Dhanananda. After the Alexandrian invasion, Nanda rulers were overthrown by a ruler called Chandragupta Maurya. With the help of Kautilya, he founded the Mauryan Empire. The next topic is the Mauryan Empire. The Mauryan Empire was the first and largest empire in India. The greatest ruler of this empire was the King Ashoka the Great. In his period, the empire was extended all over India except some parts of the South India. Okay, after the Ashoka, the Mauryan Empire was gradually declined and split into different parts of, and this period is known as a post-Mauryan period. The post-Mauryan period, the entire India was divided into the two parts, and in the North India was mostly dominated by the Sunga, Kanva, and foreigner kingdoms. The foreigners means particularly in this period, first Bactrians, Shakas, Parthians, and later Kushanas. They invaded on North India, especially northwestern frontier. In the South India was dominated by the Satavahanas, and also they control almost the South India, and below the South India was, and particularly in Tamil Nadu and some parts of Kerala was dominated by the Tamil people, and is this period known as a Sangam age. Okay, after the post-Mauryan period, the Gupta period was begin. This Gupta period, also known as a golden period, this ruled India nearly more than 300 years. After the Mauryans, Guptas are the second rulers who ruled entire India. Okay, after the Gupta, the next period is post-Gupta period. And also in Gupta period, the famous rulers are the Samudragupta and later Chandragupta too. Next, in the post-Gupta period, important dynasties are in North India, Pushyabhuti dynasty. In Central India, Badami Chalukyans. In South India, Vengi Chalukyans and Pallavas. These are the important dynasties, especially in post-Gupta period. Okay, among the dynasties, Pushyabhuti and Badami Chalukya. Pushyabhuti, famous ruler, was Harshavardhana, and the important ruler of Badami Chalukya was Pulakesin II. After the post-Gupta period, another in this is the beginning of early medieval period. In early medieval India, in North India, was mostly dominated by especially the eastern part of North India was dominated by the Palas, and the central and western parts of India was dominated by the Rajputras, and also the northwestern frontier of India is dominated by the Arab invasions. And also in the central India was dominated by the Rastrakutas, and the South India was dominated by the Cholas, Hoysalas, and Kakatiyas. Okay, this is about the early medieval. In this period, some of the Arab invasions, particularly Muhammad Ghazni, Muhammad Ghor, all these invasions are the part of early medieval India. And next one is medieval India. In this period, North India was mostly dominated by the Persia and Central Asian rulers. The Persian rulers were also known as a Delhi Sultans. The Delhi Sultan is comprised of 5 families. One is Slave, Khilji, Tughlaq, Sayyid, and Lodis. In this time, the South India was dominated by the Vijayanagar Empire. In the Vijayanagar Empire, there are the four families are there. One is Sangama, it is followed by the Salva, later Tuluva, and fourth one is RVT. Along with the Vijayanagar Empire, another empire located in South India known as a Bahmani Kingdom. In the Bahmani Kingdom, later divided into the five sub-kingdoms. One is Adil Shahi, Imad Shahi, Ahmad Shahi, Qutub Shahi and Barid Shahi kingdoms. After that, along with the Delhi Sultan in this period, some of the religious movements are also happen. Due to the interaction between the Hindus and the Muslims, different changes occurred in society. These changes are strengthening the movements among the Hindus known as a Bhakti movement, and these changes are became the popular among the Muslims and called as a Sufi movements. The important Bhakti leaders are the Vallabhacharya, Ramanujacharya, Shankaracharya, Nimbarka, and also important Sufi movement are the Sohrawardi, Chisti. Important movements are there. After the Delhi Sultans, it was the entire Delhi Sultan was overthrown by the Mughals. Based on the rulers and their capabilities, Mughal period was divided into two sub-periods. One is early Mughals from 1526 to 1707 and second one is later Mughals from 1708 to 1857. Okay, during the Mughal period, the Marathas came into the prominence. And also in this time, Marathas under the ruler Chhatrapati Shivaji, they became powerful in central India, particularly in Maharashtra region. After the death of the Shivaji, the Peshwas became prominent and they started the Peshwa rule. In the Peshwa's time, the Maratha kingdom divided into different confederacies and groups. Okay, this is about the medieval period. And the next one is modern India. So the modern India period is begin from the advent of Europeans. By the end of 15th century, the Portuguese came to India and landed at Calicut. Later, they were followed by the Dutch, English, and French. Okay, they came to India. Out of all, the English were settled and gradually expanded their empire. The next one is the British expansion in India. After their settlement, they invaded on local rulers and also involved in the local political affairs and they are participated in the battle with the local rulers and gradually extended their hegemony over the native rulers. The important battles are Maratha Wars, Bahmani Wars, Mysore Wars, Punjab Wars, Karnataka Wars. Okay, after that, another topic is economic policies of the British. After gaining control over the native rulers, they implemented several type of taxation and imposed different taxes on exports and imports and also introduced new land revenue collection methods. The important methods are the Izradari, which was first one is Izradari, it was mostly used in North India, and second one is Jamindari, mostly used in Bengal, Bihar and Orissa region, and third one is Raitwari, it was firstly used in South Madras area, and fourth one is Mahalwari, it was initially introduced in Bombay region. Okay, after that, they developed the education and press in India. For that, the important act in the English education is a 1835 Act. After that act, the English medium was also started in India. Okay, along with the education, along with the education, they also developed the printing press. Due to the outlook of new education system, several socio and religious movements were originated. The important social movements were the and socio-religious movements were the Brahma Samaj, Arya Samaj, Deva Samaj, and also the Dioband movement, Ahmadiyya movement, different Rahulmay Masdayazan Sabha. Different movements were originated among the Hindus, Muslim, Parsis, and other religions. After the social religious movement, another important topic is caste and trade union movements. The caste and trade union movements, particularly lower caste movements, and also the trade union movements are also known as a working class movements, labor movement, labor act, all these are covered in this topic. After the trade union movements, the another important topic is the list of governor generals and viceroys. So from beginning of the governor general from 1773 to 1857, the viceroys from 1858 to 1947. After that, the constitutional development in India is also one of the important topic from 1773 to 1947. In this period, the British introduced different acts in India. All these acts were included in our constitution. So that's why this development also very important for our preparation. Okay, and last important topic is the Indian National Movement or INM or Indian Freedom Movement. It is very important topic in general studies because most of the syllabus covered in this topic. Okay, and also the paper set are also given importance to these topics. So come to the period. Most of the historians treated the beginning of the Indian national movements from the outbreak of 1857 revolt. But some other felt that the beginning is from the formation of INC. However, we start from 1857 revolt. The 1857 revolt is also called as a First War of Independence by V.D. Savarkar because it was the first largest revolt against the British. It covered the most parts of the North India and also some parts of South India. However, it was easily suppressed by the British. Along with the 1857 revolts, another tribal and non-tribal revolts were also originated. But all the revolts were easily suppressed by the British. The important reasons for the failure of the above revolts are the first thing is lack of coordination and unity, and second thing is traitors among the rebels, and third thing is the traditional war methods of the rebels, and the fourth one is inadequate support to the people, at the same time adequate support to the English from the Britain. So overally this 1857 revolt is the beginning of the Indian national movement. And the next one is the pre-Congress nationalist organizations. Before the formation of Congress, different political organizations were formed which try to unite the Indians but mostly worked for their benefits. Example, the Landholder Society, Jamindari Association, the Indian League, Madras Mahajan Sabha, and others. Okay. The another important topic is the emergence of Indian National Congress. It was formed due to the efforts of Allen Octavian Hume. It created a platform for educated Indians to express their problems and their views. The leaders of the INC decide to conduct annual meetings in different parts of India to encourage the public participation. Based on the leadership attitude and also their methods, the INC period is divided into three sub-periods. One is moderates or early nationalist. It is from 1885 to 1905. The important leaders of the moderates were Dadabhai Naoroji and Gopal Krishna Gokhale. And also the important movement was originated in the earliest period is known as a Vande Mataram movement or anti-partition of Bengal movement. Okay, the second period is extremist or militant nationalism period from 1906 to 1918. The important leaders of the extremist phase are Lal Bal Pal, Lala Lajpat Rai, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, and Bipin Chandrapal. And the third one is Gandhian period. The Gandhian period is begin from the early career of the Gandhi and South African issues, establishment of Sabarmati Ashramam, and the Satyagraha of Champaran, Keda, Ahmedabad mill strike, and Rowlatt Satyagraha. All these Satyagrahas made him famous. The important all-over movement launched by the Gandhi is non-cooperation movement from 1921 to 1922. Due to this movement, the nationalist spirit spreaded all over India. However, due to the Chauri Chaura incident, this movement was ended. After the Chauri Chaura incident, Gandhi was imprisoned. Due to the differences among the INC members, Chittaranjan Das and Motilal Nehru was separated and started a party called Swaraj Party. So later, in 1927, to examine the 1919 reforms, Montague-Chelmsford reforms, a Simon Commission was appointed. But no Indian was elected as its members. So it was decided to boycott, which was known as a Simon Go Back movement. Okay, later in 1930, Gandhi launched a new movement known as a Civil Disobedience Movement or Salt Satyagraha Movement or Dandi March. It was launched in two phases. In between the Civil Disobedience Movement, 3 roundtable conferences was held. Based on the discussions and conclusions of the roundtable conferences, Government of India Act of 1935 was passed. Okay, in a meanwhile, in 1937 elections, and based on the 1937 elections were held. In these elections, particularly in UP, United Province, there is a differences aroused between the Congress and the Muslims. Later, and due to the outbreak of the Second World War and also due to the resignation of Congress minister, launching of individual Satyagraha by Acharya Vinoba Bhave, all are happened simultaneously. Later, in 1942, Gandhi decided to launch the historical movement known as a Quit India movement and also known as a August Revolution. It is also known as a leaderless movement. By the end of 1945, the Second World War came to an end. Okay, the Labour Party came into power in England, which was favors to India and appointed a Mountbatten to look after the affairs of Indian independence and also in this time the Indian National Army launched by the Netaji was also one of the important topic in this regard. After that, when the partition was announced, the leaders of India and Pakistan tried to integrate the princely states. The Iron Man of India, namely Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, integrated the most of the princely states. The last important topic is the important Congress sessions. Generally, questions are coming from the above sections. These are the important topics in Indian history. Okay, if you like my video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.